gardens can have exactly the same size, the same backyard, the same dimensions, and sometimes even the same budget. Yet one feels open, relaxing, and surprisingly spacious, while the other feels cramped, crowded, and uncomfortable. Most homeowners assume the difference comes from the amount of space available. But professional landscape designers have known for years that size is rarely the real reason a garden feels small. In fact, some of the most spacious-feeling gardens are built on the smallest properties. The difference often comes down to how the space is organized, how attention is guided, and how the eye experiences the landscape. Because when we experience a garden, we are not measuring it. We are feeling it, and that feeling can be shaped. A small garden can feel larger. A large garden can feel surprisingly restrictive. And once you understand why, you'll never look at outdoor spaces the same way again. In this video, we'll explore the hidden design principles that make some small gardens feel bigger than they really are. We'll look at why visual clutter shrinks space, why designers divide gardens into zones, and how depth, structure, and even empty space can completely change the way a backyard feels. These ideas are rooted in fundamental landscape design principles used to create harmony, balance, and a stronger sense of space. Because great gardens are rarely about having more plants, more furniture, more features, more decorations. More often, they're about understanding what matters most. And the first step is letting go of one of the biggest myths in garden design: the belief that small gardens feel small because they are small. The truth is far more interesting. The truth is far more interesting. If size were truly the problem, every small garden would feel cramped. But that isn't what we see. Some of the most inviting outdoor spaces are surprisingly small. A compact courtyard, a narrow side garden, a tiny backyard tucked behind a townhouse. Yet they feel comfortable, organized, even spacious. At the same time, larger gardens can sometimes feel crowded and overwhelming. So what is actually happening? The answer often has very little to do with square footage. Instead, it comes down to something landscape designers pay close attention to: visual clutter. A garden can be physically small or physically large, but when too many elements compete for attention, the entire space begins to feel smaller than it really is. The human eye naturally searches for order, patterns, structure, a clear place to begin. When a garden contains too many competing elements, that process becomes difficult. Different paving materials, too many plant varieties, multiple decorations, several focal points, furniture competing with containers, containers competing with ornaments, and ornaments competing with everything else. Instead of experiencing one garden, the viewer experiences dozens of disconnected pieces. The eye keeps jumping from one object to another, and the result is a feeling of visual congestion. This is why professional designers often simplify before they add. They remove distractions, reduce unnecessary variation, and create visual consistency through repetition and structure. Because a garden that feels organized almost always feels larger than a garden that feels chaotic. One of the first lessons in landscape design is surprisingly simple. More does not automatically create a better garden. Sometimes it creates confusion. The gardens that feel largest are often not the gardens with the most features. They are the gardens with the clearest priorities. Fewer distractions. Stronger structure. More intentional choices. Because spaciousness is not created by filling every corner. It is created by helping the eye understand the space. And once visual clutter is reduced, something interesting begins to happen. The garden starts feeling larger than its physical dimensions. Not because the space changed, but because the experience changed. And that is where the next principle begins. Professional designers don't simply remove clutter. They organize space itself. After removing visual clutter, many homeowners make another mistake. They start thinking about what they can add next. Another flower bed. Another feature. Another seating area. But professional landscape designers usually begin somewhere else. They begin by dividing space. Because when designers look at a backyard, they rarely see a single open area. Instead, they see a collection of spaces working together. A place to sit, a place to gather, a place to walk, a place to relax, a place to enjoy the view. This idea is known as zoning, or what many designers call outdoor rooms. Just as a house is divided into different rooms for different activities, a successful garden is often divided into distinct spaces with their own purpose. At first, this sounds completely backward. How can dividing a small garden make it feel larger? The answer lies in how we experience space. Imagine standing in a backyard where everything is visible at once. Every chair, every planting bed, every feature. Within seconds, your brain understands the entire space. The experience is over. Now imagine something different. A pathway leads toward a seating area. A planting bed partially hides what comes next. A pergola frames a destination further away. Suddenly the garden becomes a journey. The eye keeps moving. Curiosity appears. And the space begins to feel deeper than its physical dimensions. Instead of experiencing one garden, the viewer experiences a sequence of spaces unfolding over time. This is one reason outdoor living has become such an important trend in residential garden design. People no longer want a backyard that serves only one purpose. They want flexibility. A morning coffee corner. A dining space. A quiet retreat. A place to entertain friends. Different functions. Different experiences. All within the same landscape. The most successful gardens are not simply filled with features. They are organized around experiences. And that organization creates comfort, clarity, and spaciousness. But even a perfectly organized garden can still feel flat. Because structure alone is not enough. To make a garden feel larger, designers use another powerful tool: depth. And that's where our next principle begins. Once a garden has structure, designers begin thinking about something you can't measure with a tape measure. Depth. Not physical depth. Visual depth. Because two gardens can have exactly the same dimensions, yet one immediately feels flat, while the other seems to continue beyond what the eye can fully see. The difference comes from the way our eyes explore space. Professional landscape designers know that people don't experience a garden all at once. They experience it in layers. Something close, something further away, and something waiting in the distance. The moment those layers appear, the garden begins to feel larger than its actual size. Think about the last time you visited a beautiful garden. Chances are, your eyes didn't stay in one place. They followed a pathway, paused at a focal point, moved toward a tree, then continued to another destination. That gentle movement is not an accident. It is carefully designed. Curved paths, layered planting, framed views, changes in height. These elements encourage the eye to keep moving instead of stopping at the first thing it sees. And the longer the visual journey becomes, the larger the garden begins to feel. Perhaps this is the biggest difference between decorating a backyard and designing a landscape. Decoration fills space. Design creates experiences. The most memorable gardens rarely reveal everything at once. They invite you to slow down, to look a little further, to discover one view after another. Because the goal isn't simply to make a garden look beautiful. It's to make every step feel meaningful. And once designers have created that sense of depth, there is only one principle left. Knowing when not to add anything at all. Knowing the value of empty space. When we first began this journey, it seemed like a simple question. Why do some small gardens feel bigger than they really are? By now, the answer is no longer about size. It's about experience. A beautiful garden is not created by filling every corner. It is created by carefully deciding what deserves attention, and what should quietly step back. Throughout this video, we've seen that spacious gardens are built on clarity rather than complexity, on structure rather than randomness, on movement rather than clutter, and perhaps most importantly, on the understanding that space itself is part of the design. Landscape designers don't simply arrange plants. They shape the way people experience a place. Because a garden is never judged by its dimensions alone. It is remembered by how it makes people feel. Principles such as line, form, balance, and the intentional use of space guide that experience and create a harmonious landscape. If this video changed the way you think about small garden design, then you're exactly who this channel is for. Here on Maha Home Gardens, we don't just collect beautiful garden ideas. We explore the design principles that make outdoor spaces feel comfortable, functional, and timeless. Every video is built around one question. Not just what makes a garden beautiful, but why it works. If you'd like to continue learning about residential garden design, outdoor living, and the psychology behind great landscapes, consider subscribing and joining us for the next episode. Because next time, we'll explore another question that changes the way people see their own backyards. Why do some gardens feel instantly calm, even before you sit down? The answer has less to do with plants, and far more to do with how designers shape human perception. I'll see you in the next garden.